How's everybody doing? It is week 4. You guys are halfway through this 8-week course once you finish this week out. So let's take a look and walk through our details for the week. So again, as always, here is your video that I am currently recording. So you are currently watching that, and let's move forward. Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to have you watch It's a Wonderful Life. This is an incredibly important film, and we all have heard of this, and many of you probably have watched it. So feel free if you have watched it and you know it well. If you feel that you don't need to watch it because you watch it every Christmas and you have for the last 15 years or something like that, I understand. I'm not going to make you watch it again if you just watched it this Christmas. So, but it is here for those of you who have not seen it. So make sure that you view that. And My Darling Clementine, you're going to just watch the first 12 minutes. That's all that you really need to watch for right now. That's the most important part. The Best Years of My Life. So you're gonna go through this one, and yet again, a very well known and very important film. Make sure that you go through this. This was the interesting. This is an interesting one. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty by Norman MacLeod in 1947. So, um, this is based on a book, um, and the one that everybody knows with Ben Stiller, he absolutely changed it a little bit. It's not the same film. So if you've seen The Secret of Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller, um, that's not the the exact same film of what we're actually referring to here, because this is from the 1947. It does have a similar storyline on what Ben Stiller's character is going through. Honestly, I personally love the Ben Stiller film, actually more than the original, but that's just personal preference. So make sure that you go through this. We actually have quite a few to go through this week, and I'm trying to. I got a comment that my videos are a bit long and rambling, so I'm trying to just go through this really quick, let you know what you need to look for, what you need to, what I'm looking for. So we just have two things that we're doing this week: your discussion question and your paper. Actually, I'm sorry, no, you do have a quiz this week too. Um, so anyhow, Miracle on 34th Street, again, yet another very popular and more well-known. It's funny, as we move forward through the history of film, every quarter people find, or I find that people have seen more and more and more of the films, and the earlier weeks, it's like there's many of them. It's like, oh, I've never even heard of that. Miracle on 34th Street. I'm gonna bet that 90+% of the class has seen this one. And again, if you watch this every year and you know the film by heart, you just watched it this Christmas, you may be able to save a little bit of time here. But it is here for you. There's a resource here. So if you do need to go back and watch it, even if you have seen it, please feel free. This honestly is one of my favorite for the week. I love old Disney films. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. uh, I'll just put myself out there. When I go to Disneyland, I used to live in San Diego, and I'd go to Disneyland 2 to 3 times a year because friends and family would always come and visit, and they want to go to Disneyland. So I went all the time. I was 45 minutes from Disneyland, in North County, San Diego, and I every single time I went, it was a mandate. I had to ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I always rode it every time because I love The Wind in the Willows. I love the Legends of Sleepy Hollow. I think this is an amazing cartoon. So enjoy. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's super fun, and if you like, you can. Um, there are multiple versions of this because things have been tweaked and snipped and cut, as we all know with films. Um, so if you want to find one of the original older 1943 versions, they are out there. If you want to go do a look, you don't have to. You have your links right here to go review that. All About Eve. Make sure that you get it. This one is interesting to me. It's one of my lesser favorites, but I think it is absolutely very important. So just because I find something as a favorite or not a favorite doesn't mean it's more or less important. It's just personal preference. So by all means, make sure that you go through this. Some supplemental materials. I always recommend going through the supplemental materials. It just, in my opinion, gives you a more rounded view of what we're going through this week, and it is the 1940s. So, and then we have our first discussion question on "It's a Wonderful Life." So, I want to draw your attention to this. Everybody did really well last week. Again, as always, make sure that you answer your discussion question by Thursday, and you will reply by Sunday on a minimum of two fellow students' posts. Your initial post should be 200 words, and your replies should be 100 words each. Okay. But It's a Wonderful Life. Again, if you've just seen it and it's something you see all the time, you may be able to go through and write this. I mean, without going back and watching the film. But if you can't, um, please, by all means, go back and watch. I don't want to I don't want to make you watch something that you literally watched a month ago, and it's something that you watch every single year or something. So then you have your quiz, as always, worth 10 points, 10 questions. And then your post-war cinema, this is your essay. So, I just, it says 30 words. It's supposed to be 300. Let me go in and fix this before you guys see it. A brief 300 words, so just a little bit longer than your discussion question post. So make sure that you hit that 300 word mark at the minimum. I am absolutely okay with you going over that mark, but the 300 is the minimum because I do want you to go in. I want you to defend any of your personal biases or just ideas that you have. You know, a lot of people will come in and say, I feel this way or this way about something. And then they never defend it. They just say they feel that way. Well, I want to know why you feel that way. I want to know why you view um, certain pieces of information a certain way. What I find within a history class is there's, of course, a lot of history out there, but everybody has feelings about their own interpretation of history. And it's okay to have your own interpretation of history, provided um, you can provide defense to why you feel a certain way. History is very specific. History does not change, but personal feelings on specific situations um, are different. Everybody has their own interpretation of what somebody was feeling, thinking, doing, why somebody would do something, you know. So I need to understand and know why you feel a certain way, and that's why this is a 300 word essay and not like a 150 or 200 word essay. That's 300 words. I want you to be able to go in there and defend that. I hope that makes sense. But that's all we have for the week. This is I love this class because this class is very much you get to watch films and you get to pay attention to why and how things are being done, and then in this class it's so fun, in my opinion, to go and discuss why you feel a certain way, and that's what I love about this class. It's like you get to watch film after film and see how there's the evolution of film through history, why they did things, how the culture of the world, or the culture of the United States, or the culture of Germany, the culture of Russia, whatever it might be, depending on what we're touching upon during the week, um, why those pieces of culture influence the film of the time so much. Like this one is we're coming out of the Great Depression. So what has happened at this point? Why it's post-war Great Depression? Why are things the way that they are within film? What is society? What is society experiencing? And you know what is Hollywood pushing as an agenda? Um, Film almost always. has an agenda behind it in some form or another, whether it's nowadays or back in history. Why is that? What is the agenda? What is the reason for it? Is it propaganda? Is it just a bias or a perspective of the director or the writer? So those are the things that I love you guys to get into. Anyway, I'm rambling. I could sit here and talk all day about the fun parts of the history of film. But anyway, so you have three things you got to do this week. Once you've gotten through all the films and the studying, then you have a discussion question, you have a 10 question quiz, and then you have a 300-word essay. So I hope you guys are having a great time. I know that I am. I love reading what you guys are writing every week for your discussion questions and your essays. It is quite interesting. Thank you for joining me on this trip through the history of film, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. And I look forward to seeing what you guys write for this week. Have a wonderful week.